It's another week in franchising and the news never stops. This week we have plenty of stories to talk about. Story number one is the franchise industry fighting to block Seattle's minimum wage increase. From an employee standpoint, I understand wanting more for minimum wage. From the employer standpoint, it's getting a little bit challenging. Franchisees already have royalties and marketing fees to pay. When you increase other areas of the business like Obamacare or minimum wage, where does that money come from? If employees take responsibility for driving the top line sales, great, let's talk about increasing the minimum wage. But in a time right now where business owners are still struggling to make money, it's important to be fair on both sides. This is something that franchising is fighting for, and the IFA is doing a great job at fighting against this. Another story, Anytime Fitness has relied on a nonprofit to help veterans open gyms. It's been a big story for a long time of franchisors trying to get veterans into their system, and it doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon. Veterans seem great for franchising because they know how to follow a model. And that makes a huge difference because following the system is so vital to being successful as a franchisee and as a franchisor. So it's good that the media is still paying attention to veterans coming back and wanting to get into business for themselves, not by themselves, by going through franchising. So it's good that it's still a story that exists in the media. Another story that came out this week, Mod Pizza raised $40 million to support their expansion. It's interesting, these fast casual pizza concepts are still popping up and they're still growing. I don't know that anyone has defined the category completely yet. There's brands like Your Pie that are getting pretty close to defining a great streak of growth, but no one has owned the number one position. I think you can look at industries or fields or segments that have had explosive growth, like sports, beer, and entertainment, like the Buffalo Wild Wings of the world. And there's plenty of room for number two in that space. Brands like Buffalo Wings and Rings are taking fight to become number two, which means the same thing's going to happen in the fast casual segment. Mod Pizza's coming out and saying, with this $40 million, we're going to hit our growth numbers. And other brands have gone out there and raised the equity as well. It's still to be determined who will be number one in this newly formed pizza space, the fast casual pizza concept. And then there's Massage Envy that is searching for more therapists. This is getting challenging for them as they continue to grow at a rapid pace. It's interesting to see an established brand struggling to find staff. That's because it's such a focused staff member that they're searching for, and there's just not enough of them. The story talked about them leveraging relationships within massage schools to try to make sure that they're capturing those leads from an employee standpoint right from the start, but there's other competitors that are coming after those same employees. It's going to be interesting to see what is the total cap size for a segment like that. And the last story, if you read my column this week, it talked about what would happen if I were CEO of McDonald's. McDonald's has obviously brought in a younger CEO to take the reins as CEO. This is good, but the thing that I challenge McDonald's with is they hired internally again. They're trying to find a way to innovate, and I'm not sure innovation will always come from the inside. It would have been interesting to see them hire someone from the outside to bring in some new ideas. Their new CEO clearly came from the UK, so there is a little bit of a different perspective, but why are you focusing on the inside of your restaurant? You own drive-thru. Why are you not innovating around loyalty and video and ordering systems outside of the unit? Maybe that's where you need to put your focus so you're not putting so many pressures on the franchisee. So plenty of news coming out, plenty of news going to continue to come out, and continue to follow 1851 for all of the news that you need to know in franchising. It's another week in franchising and more news continues to pour out. The news never... Do that again.
Just start.
Too much... You're too... Can I go back on the Massage Envy one?